Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Kendall. As you can tell by the title of this video, I'm going to be doing the booktube newbie tag. I'm super excited to be doing this. I thought it would be a great first video to kind of kick off this channel and this kind of content. I did post a couple of videos at the start of 2023, but then just kind of fell off. Like life happened, a bunch of things happened, but I'm hoping 2024 will be my year of being consistent. I've seen a couple of the booktube creators that I follow do this tag when they were first starting their channels, and I thought it'd be really fun to do it myself. If you see me looking down, I do have the questions pulled up on my phone, but without further ado, let's just get into the first question. The very first question is, why did you start this channel? And I started this channel to make friends, to make friends that have similar interests in books, favorite characters, all of that stuff, and to kind of share what my favorite books of the moment are, kind of my reactions to books, all of that stuff. I'm in a couple of book clubs via Instagram, and I've met so many amazing people through that I thought, why not take it to the next level and kind of start making content like this so I could make even more bookish friends, or just friends, you know? I have friends that do love to read, but maybe they're not as avid readers as I am, or we don't have the same interests in books. So I thought creating this channel would be a great way to kind of make those friends, share that connection of, oh, I love this book series. Oh, I do too. Like, what are your thoughts? What are your predictions? All that kind of stuff. So that's like the overall theme of why I made this channel, is just make more friends and just share a similar love of books. The second question is a little hard for me to answer, but it's, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to booktube? And now I've thought about what I want to say here, and to be quite honest, I'm still not entirely sure. There are so many bookish creators out there that I'm not sure what unique things I can bring. Like, yes, I want to do like popular tags, I want to do reading vlogs, maybe even like bookstore vlogs, that whole thing, but I'm not really sure if those are considered unique. I don't know, like fun things to do would be like reacting to the last 50 pages of a book that maybe is known to have a big plot twist, that kind of thing. But I guess the overall answer to this question would be myself. I don't really know. Like I said, I thought about this answer and I don't really know the exact right thing to say, because I don't think I'm that unique of a person, but someone might disagree. But yeah, I guess just myself. The third question is, what are you most excited for about this new channel? And it's very similar to my answer to the first question, but it's just to meet new friends. To meet new friends, get some great book recommendations, share maybe some fangirling over a book, or some, I don't know, hypotheses or theories about something. I'm just most looking forward to meeting new people, getting some more book recommendations, and like I said, sharing my love of reading. The fourth question is, why do you love reading? And again, I think this is a very popular answer, but I love reading for the escapism. No matter what could be going on in my personal life, whether good or bad or just the day-to-day, I love being able to sit in my little reading corner, open up a book, dive into the world, hopefully fall in love with the characters and the story and all of that, and kind of just take a step away from what's going on in my personal life. It doesn't matter if I'm reading for an hour a day, 30 minutes a day, 3 hours, however long it may be. I just love that little bit of escapism that I get from my day-to-day life. The fifth question is, what book or series got you into reading? And I loved reading even in elementary school. The Magic Treehouse books were my favorite, but the ones that really stood out to me is the Twilight series when I was in middle school. I know, but I loved the Twilight series when they came out. I remember I found out about them through watching Good Morning America before school, and I think it was when Eclipse was coming out, and I was like, oh, this sounds interesting. And so I got the first one. I don't know if I bought it or if I got it from my school's library, but I read that and was instantly hooked. And that's, I think, what really got me into my first like big wave of loving reading. After that, I read like the Hunger Games, the Divergent series, all of those. But I really think I actually have my original Twilight books behind me that I really want to reread because I've never reread them. But I do think I have to credit my love of reading to the Twilight series, as kind of silly that may be. But I also loved The Clique. The Clique I also loved growing up. I'm not sure if that was before or after Twilight. It might have been before, I'm not entirely sure, but maybe those two, because I remember reading all of those and my friends and I all reading them. And that's maybe when I loved like the book community, or just like having a community of friends that share the same interest in books. So I'll have to say those two. The sixth question is, what questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? And I have two. I have one question that's content related, one that's not. The first would be how to come up with, I guess, original ideas for videos. Because I feel like I watch a lot of creators and they'll come out with a video. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's such a great idea. I want to do that. But I don't want a lot of my, not a lot, but I don't want a majority of my videos to just be like copying ideas from other creators. So I'd love to ask them how you come up with original content. And two, what's a book that is one of your all-time favorites that I should immediately add to my TBR? If you're watching this video, comment down below what one of yours is, because I'm always looking for new books, kind of books that I haven't heard about, that kind of thing. So I'd love to hear what is like a must read that might be an unpopular must read or something I've never heard about. The seventh question is, what challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? This kind of ties back into the previous question, coming up with original video ideas, but also staying consistent. I think one thing that is good for me for making content is to kind of batch film or film like a handful of videos at a time so I can get them scheduled. So in case I do slip behind or I'm coming up on my schedule and I don't have videos ready, I don't have to like rush to film them and kind of put out a video that might not be quote unquote perfect, but I think that might be my biggest challenge. And then, like I said, coming out with original ideas. So question number 8 is, when did you start reading? And I kind of mentioned this briefly before, but I always loved reading growing up in elementary school and middle school. I think of like my favorite picture book as a kid, or it wasn't really a picture book, there were words and stuff, but it was about a sea turtle, and it started off when the sea turtle was born and it went through like the entire life of the sea turtle. It sounds kind of silly now, but I just loved that book. And of course, Rainbow Fish, loved that. I don't know if I like read those on my own, but I guess like started reading on my own might be like the Click books and Twilight, like I said before. Middle school was like peak reading for me growing up, and then in high school and college that fell off. And then, like many people, in December of 2021 is when I got back into reading, and I read ACOTAR, A Court of Thorns and Roses for the first time, and I was instantly hooked. I read all the books in the series after that, and then I also remember that time I read The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and I loved that. But that like revamped my reading and my love of reading. I've had a couple reading slumps since then, but thankfully I've gotten out of those. But yeah, I would say when I like started reading would be middle school. The 9th question is, where do you read? And I read all over my house. We have like a front room where I made a little reading nook, so I love to read there, but I also will read on the couch. If, let's say, my husband's watching a football game or something, I like to sit on the couch with him and read. I also will occasionally read in bed. I feel like by the time I'm in bed, I'm so tired, I can only read like a page. So I don't read in bed as often as I would like, but I also commute to work 3 times a week. So I take the subway, and I read on the train, which is really nice. It's like probably like 30 minutes there and then 30 minutes back after work I get to read. So there's an hour of reading, which is great. I always just read on my Kindle there. Mainly my home, mainly in my reading nook in my front room. The 10th question is, what kind of books do you like to read? Like I, with many other creators and people, love to read romantasy. I'm a big sucker for a fantasy romance. I think A Court of Thorns and Roses really started that for me, and since then I've just been hooked. But I also like to read like contemporary romance. I'm currently making my way through the off-campus series, and have read some holiday romances, but I really think fantasy romantasy has my heart. But I do have some videos planned of reading some books on genres that I have not read before, so keep an eye on for that. I'm really excited. The last question is, what does your book collection look like? And you're looking at it. I have an IKEA Billy bookcase that is not filled to the brim, but it's pretty full. I think I have like 100 books. But I also have a Kindle, which I read on that a lot. So because I don't have a lot of space for physical books, I try to read on my Kindle as much as I can, unless it's a book that I'm like, okay, I absolutely love this, I want to read it on physical version. So there's that. I'm not gonna show my full bookcase, but this is what I have. I have like my old Twilight books down here, my romances, my Bridgerton special editions, Fourth Wing Iron Flame, and then above that I have my other fantasy, my mystery thriller, and then my SJM at the very top. But yeah, this is what my bookcase or book collection looks like. If you want to see a bookcase tour or bookshelf tour, I could definitely do that. I just don't think my book collection is that exciting. I do love to see other people's book collection, so let me know how you store your books. Do you have one bookcase, two bookcases? Do you have an entire home library? That is my dream, but let me know. And with that, the booktube newbie tag is finished. I hope you enjoyed. This was really exciting to film, and I'm just excited for this journey. Like I said, I have a lot of fun video and content ideas for 2024, and I can't wait to see where the year takes me. Make sure to follow me down below on all of my socials. I'll have them linked in the description box, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!